Hey guys, this is Josh coming to you from the Holston channel. We have cooked a lot of chicken in our time here that we started competing almost 2 years ago for her and a year and a half for me. And I think that we have perfected the best way to cook it. We've chopped it into little pieces and cooked it. We've baked it and it was way too dry. We've put it in a crock pot with covering it with chicken stock, and I think that that makes it too chewy, makes it gummy. So we think that we've perfected the best way, and that's just to saute it in a little bit of olive oil. So what you want to do is put yourself here on a medium lower heat, not quite medium but not low. You want to put just enough olive oil in here to cover the pan. Once again, you're not trying to get a bunch of oil in the chicken, you're simply trying to just make sure that it doesn't stick. So I've got 2 pans going. You want to get your oil in here after you get your pan hot. You want it so that it's just got a little bit of smokiness that comes off the oil, not enough to start a fire, obviously. We take our breasts, we buy our breasts at 40 pounds in a shot. The breasts are roughly 1 pound, 3 ounces of breast. We have a friend that hooks us up. We pay about $1.50 a pound, anywhere from $2 a pound when it was at highest. So we cut the breast in half. I trim off all the extra fat, any of the little extra gristle and things that would be on there. And then season the top of them with a little bit of salt and pepper. That's it. And then what you're going to do here is once your pan's ready, which these are about right, you're going to take it, breast the rounded side down. There's a flat side and a rounded side. And you're going to put the thicker side, which is the inside of the breast, not the outside of the breast, on the middle of the pan. You hear that sizzle? That means you got definitely the right temperature. And I'm going to take the other breast and lay it in there. I can usually do about 2 breasts at a time. I'm going to take my next one here, put that on this side. I'm going to take my last one, of course, and stick it on the other side. I try to make sure that I have the breast about the same. Could be my OCD, could be for cooking purposes, I'm not sure. Anyway, then what I'm going to do is let these sit. We're going to let these sit for about 10 minutes. Well, actually, we're going to let these sit for about 12 minutes. Due to their size. And then what that's going to do is give us a nice brown caramelization on one side. We'll reconvene in this video when we're a little closer to flipping the breast so you can see how they look. Feel free to put some messages in the video if you have any questions about the preparation of the chicken, places you may look near you to get chicken in bulk and how to get a good price on it. I can give you some ideas from other people that I've heard from. And this is pretty much how we prep chicken. We go through about 40 pounds in roughly 2.5 weeks. Thanks, guys. Alright, so we're almost ready to turn over our chicken. As you can see, it's starting to get a little white around the edges, and there's starting to be some brown visible on the pan. This is where you want to watch your temperature, make sure you don't burn your chicken. Should be safe for one side. Definitely got to be a little more careful when you flip it. I want to take this time to talk to you about where you get your chicken from. Where you get your chicken from is important because what you may or may not realize is that the manufacturer in a lot of different areas are currently increasing their profits by pumping your chicken breast full of solution. So you may go to one brand and notice that it's $1.98 a pound currently on sale and has 9% solution, and then find another label at another manufacturer or another store that's full of 15% solution for $1.98 a pound. The stuff that we're currently buying is usually 9% or less. That's usually the minimum that you're going to find in the industry to have inside of your chicken. It's important to look for that to make sure that what you're buying isn't just water and that you're not paying for something that isn't what you're basically buying. Unfortunately, it's something that the FDA, I guess, is not regulating to make uniform. So make sure you read your labels when you buy stuff so that you can make sure you're getting your quality product that you're paying for. So these are just about ready to flip. So when I turn this over, what you're going to see is a nice caramelization, a nice brown crust on these. I don't season them when I flip them. These did go a little longer than 12 minutes. These are a little on the larger side for the chickens that I buy. As you can see, the other chicken that I have over here, they're a little bit smaller in comparison. They're probably closer to maybe around, I guess, 14 ounces to maybe a pound. So we're going to put these again for another 14 minutes per side. You want to figure that it's going to be about even for you to do it equally on both sides the same amount of time. And then you'll see in our next process, in the next segment of this video, what we're going to do is cut these long ways down the middle to check the centers, and then they're probably going to go for about another 2 minutes. I don't let them cook completely by letting them stay in one piece, because I find that dries out the chicken on the outside. Since we eat the whole chicken and sometimes we cut it up into different pieces to consume, I try to make sure that I'm cooking the chicken so that it's the same moisture content and doneness throughout the entire chicken. See you in a bit. So as you can see, our chicken breasts are about done. They've got a nice brown color. The pan's got a little brownness to it, but it's not burnt, it's not dark, so don't worry about that. As you can see, there's a little bit of pink on this chicken breast here. Don't worry about that. We're going to take care of that here in just a minute. What we're trying to do basically is just get a nice crust on the top and the bottom. Gives a nice little texture and keeps you from having that dry chicken that you oh so hate when you're a bodybuilder or trying to be more fit. Once again, only enough olive oil in these to coat the pan. We're not deep frying these. We're simply just trying to make sure the chicken doesn't stick. Little helpful tip here, when you go to cut these chicken breasts, you don't want to cut them in the pan. The reason you don't want to cut them in the pan is the quickest way to dull your knife is to cut it in the pan. You need to have a wooden or a plastic cutting board so that you can cut your chicken and it won't dull your edge. So we're going to pull out this breast here. We're going to cut it right down the middle, just like I said. Just like I expected, it's going to be a little pink here. Notice it's done here, but not quite here. So what we're going to do is cut that completely through, put that face down, and we're going to pull out the next one. We're going to repeat this process for all 4 breasts, and then we're going to set our timer for 2 minutes. At the end of 2 minutes, we're going to turn the breasts over, and we're going to do the other side. That's going to take care of that pink area on the other side that I told you we'll take care of and not to worry about. Once again, see, it's done here but not here. So we're trying to make sure we cook this section and not overcook this section. This is why I choose to do it this way and not cook it all in one piece. Because once again, if you cook it all in one piece, what you're going to end up with is dry chicken. So that's ready to go for another 2 minutes. Now keep in mind, when I take this chicken to cut it again, I will not use these unless I have washed them or have sanitized them. And I will not use that cutting board again for the chicken that I'm going to store in the fridge. They were still raw there, and you're not trying to cross-contaminate your chicken and make it unhealthy to eat. See you in a minute. Alright, so we're just about ready to flip over the chicken. And what you're going to see is that it's going to be completely done. I'm sure that's no surprise. You can see it's done. The nice part is that because we sauteed the chicken and got a nice crust on it, this chicken actually picks up some of that flavor. That's why I only season it on one side. You're not trying to get salty chicken, you're just trying not to have gray chicken. If you want to season it some more, by all means, when you get done cooking it, taste it, season it, see what you think. But trust me, these little brown bits that are in this pan that most of the chefs use for gravy make fantastic coating on the chicken and bring lots of flavor. See you again in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright, so our chicken should be done now. So what I'm going to do is cut it once and take a look. And as you can see, that is done. So we'll throw that in here. We'll check the next one. Any of them that need a couple of more minutes, all you have to do is just put them on the ends. That's why I cut it at the widest part of the chicken here to check it. That one I'm going to give a couple of minutes, so I'll stand it up like that. That'll take care of that. That one will give another couple of seconds. This one looks pretty good. That's done. Check this one. That needs a couple of seconds. See how it's still got that pink in the middle? But I'm not trying to dry out the rest of the outside. So we're just going to stick that on its end. That one could use another couple of seconds. That was really big chicken breast that we have here. And that one's done. Well guys, I'm going to give that about another minute. And that's going to end this tutorial on cooking chicken. If you think you have any good tips that would be better for cooking this chicken, please put them in the messages. Thanks guys. Have a good night.